I am Mary. It's Misha Moira. What is your name? Ken tanim ata ortsa. Literally, what is the name that is on you? So remember we had ort up here as being on you. Ortsa is on you with emphasis. That emphatic ending, ortsa. So then the second person responds, I am John. It's Misha Sean. How are you, Mary? Kunasatatu a wider. So kunasatatu is the southern way of saying how are you. You can use the kajemeratatu like they say in the north, or you can also say kehiwiltu like they say in the west. Take your pick. I probably could have underlined that as well. And then you'll notice you have to use the vocative case when addressing Mary. So Moira becomes a Waira when you're addressing her. So Moira responds, I'm well. Tome goma. Again, that's one you can ad-lib if you feel like it. And yourself, John. Agus tu fein a hyoin. So Agus and, tu is you. Fein is self, so tu fein yourself. That's another way of emphasizing. You could say tussa, put that emphatic ending on it, or you could just say tu fein. And again, Sean has to be in the vocative a hyoin. So then he responds, I'm wonderful, thank you. Tame go hintach, goramahagat. Again, you can ad-lib whether you're wonderful or fine or whatever, whichever way you prefer it. And goramahagat is thank you. So then the next line here is, it is hot today, isn't it? Toshe che in you, nachwil. So Tashe che, it is hot, in you today, and that nachwil isn't, that's a negative question, that's the tag question, isn't it? So Tashe che in you, nachwil. Okay, the next line then is, yes, but it's not sunny. Ta ach nil she greenwar. Okay, again, ta is a response yes, because the question that was asked at the end there was nachwil. That's a present tense question using the verb to be, so the positive response would be ta, and a negative response to say no, you would say nil. But this person is responding, yes, ta, but, ach, it's not sunny. Nil she greenwar. Okay. So then the next person here says, it was very cloudy yesterday too. Vishe an skamalach inye freshen. Now we have the past tense. Vishe, it was, as opposed to it is. An skamalach, very cloudy. Inye is yesterday, and freshen means also or as well or to. So then the other person agrees. Vi kinche. So vi again would be yes. Since they're talking in the past tense now, vishe an skamlach inye, vi, yes. And then kincha means certainly. So, and I have that translated loosely as it sure was, vi kincha. So then this person asks, is the weather always like this? An mian an amshir marsha igoni. So again, asking the question, is the weather always like this? In other words, is it habitually like this? So you use the habitual tense, bein. So the question form there is on mian. So on mian is the habitual, the question form in the habitual tense. On am sure the weather. Marsha means like this. And igoni means always. So is the weather always like this? Or in other words, does the weather always be like this? On mian and am sure marsha igoni. Okay, and then they respond, no, ni vian. See, so again, since the tense was the habitual tense, to say yes to the question, you would answer bein, the habitual positive. But since this person is saying no, they're using the negative in the habitual tense, ni vian. And then they add ni vian degana, which means not usually. So in other words, no, usually, not usually. So on the next page, the questions continue. Do you live in these parts? An will tu edochoni sechanter sho. So remember, this is that expression for to live in a place. An will tu edochoni, are you in your residence, literally. So that's how you say, do you live someplace? An will tu edochoni. And then sechanter sho is an expression. Canter is a region or an area. So uncanter sho would mean this area or this region or these parts, as I translated it here. Sechanter sho, in these parts or in this region. So are you living or do you live in these parts? An wiltu idochoni sechanter sho. And he responds to an unwill question with a no, so that's Neil. If you wanted to say yes, you would say Tom. But he says, Neil, I live in Boston. Tome imachoni in Boston. So again, Tome imachoni, I am in my residence. In other words, I live. In Boston is in Boston. So remember, causes eclipses. So the B in Boston gets eclipsed by an M. And you will usually see it in writing with a lowercase m, even in front of a capital letter. So then the person asks, why are you in San Diego? Quem fa gowiltu is San Diego. Remember, quem fa means what is the reason. So this is why you have to say, what is the reason that you are in San Diego? So you would say, quem fa gowiltu is San Diego. So that's why the go will is in there. Go means that, and it takes the dependent form of the verb. So go will instead of go tall, which wouldn't make sense. So quem fa go will to is San Diego. So the response is, I am going to a wedding. Tome egdal hig banish. Okay, so now we have I am going. Tome egdal. Hig banish is to a wedding because banish is an event. So you use hig when you're going to an event. But we'll see the other. Oh, actually, we won't see that. Never mind. But you use hig when you're going to an event, but you would use go or goji when you're going to a place. So I'm going to a wedding. Tome egdal hig banish. My friend is getting married. Ta mochara egposa. So mochara, kara is friend. Mochara, my friend, because mo aspirates. And egposa means marrying. Remember, the progressive tense starts with egg something or other in Irish. So my friend is getting married or my friend is marrying. Ta mochara egposa. And where is the wedding? August ka will unwanish. So again, August means and. Ka will unwanish. So banish is a wedding, but the wedding unwanish because it's feminine. So after un, a feminine noun gets aspirated. Banish, but unwanish. So where is the wedding? Ka will unwanish. And then we go to the future tense for this. It will be in Del Mar. Beishi huas in Del Mar. I'm sorry, that should be it will be up in Del Mar. I forgot what the huas in there. That should be up. So and that's up without movement, just up there somewhere. Beishi huas in Del Mar. I am going up there now. Tame egdal suas anshin anish. So again, this time, Tame egdal, I am going. So since you have up with movement this time, Tame egdal suas, I am going up towards there. Anish, now. So the difference there is, of course, to illustrate between huas, up without movement, and suas, going upwards towards it. So then the person asks, do you need a ride? On will sheep wet? Literally, is a ride from you. This is what we had tonight. No thanks. Neil Goramahagat. So again, an unwill question. To say no to it, you'd say Neil. Neil Goramahagat, no thank you. I have a car. Ta car agam. Literally, a car is at me. So, will you be dancing tonight? An me tu egdausa anocht marshin. Okay, so this is the future tense again. An me tu, will you be? Egdausa is dancing. Anocht, tonight. And marshin means therefore or because or so. I have it put in the front and in English and at the end of the sentence in Irish. So, but that's how you would say so. And so the way to say so will you be dancing tonight? An mé tú ag dása a nacht mar sin. So he responds, no way, ní bheidh musha. So again, since the question was in the future tense, an mé tú ag dása, will you be dancing? To say no, you would say ní bheidh, I won't be. And then musha is indeed or certainly, or it's that sort of interjection. Oh, well, no, of course not. So I translated that loosely as no way. So he says, no way, I have a headache. Tá chinnis keen autumn. Yeah, so literally there is a headache on me. So then the person says, oh, I'm sorry. Tá brón autumn. Literally there is sorrow on me.